All right, we live. All right. We are here. We are back, y'all. The Pod About It podcast. That's what we call it, guys. Pod About It. We settled on the name. All right, shut up with the applause. All right, we settled on the name. We back, guys. It's going to be called
Let
Pod
them
About It.
adore us. Let them adore us.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but we got to do better. Like it was just going too long. But we are here, guys. So y'all see the names in the corner. That's my Twitter handle down there. It says Mike Andrews 83. To my right is my guy. It's Duck.
Quack quack.
There we go. And my man below us is G. What's going on, G? G.
Yeah,
Lane.
what it do?
So listen, man. Last episode, we left them with a little bit of a cliffhanger. It was a question. I feel like we should just jump right into it. All right.
Let's do it.
Now, this is going to sound weird coming from three black guys, but I mean, I want to have the conversation, right? So, growing up, we heard about Black Wall Street and all that stuff, and then how people went and burned it down, right? And then all these woke folks are talking about, we need to support our own community. We need to do our own thing. We need this and we need that, and we need to support black businesses and all that. And I subscribe to a lot of that, right? When I find hair care products and all that, not because, y'all see my hair, but like I like black owned. I feel like they kind of know what they're talking about, right? Like just maybe. I like to support.
You hope so, at least. You hope so, at least. You hope so, at least. If you're using their products on your body and your hair, you hope they know what they're doing, done their research, figured out what's best for black folk.
Right. So I'm big on supporting black businesses, local businesses. You guys even see the cup that I'm drinking out of today. It's supporting a local business here. It says Tira's Little Angels. It's a daycare out in Jersey. I support family businesses and all that stuff. But the question was,
it's a daycare in Ewing.
There you go. The question was, was segregation right all along? Right. And I know that segregation has this very negative connotation to it when you hear about it, right? Blacks over there, whites over there. But doesn't it seem like that's what they're fighting for now? Doesn't it seem like that's what they want? Am I wrong?
Some groups, not all groups.
I wouldn't say that's what they want so much as they just don't know how to handle being integrated. Like they should. It's been however many years, however many decades at this point. But like all of the blatant misunderstanding is where it all stems from, right? That's if we're being correct about it. It's a misunderstanding of people making assumptions, and that's hate raises hate. And go from there.
So, all right, y'all hear about things like genocide. Oh, they moving in our hood. They running this out.
Gentrification.
Gentrification. Damn, I said genocide. I did not mean.
I was like, hold on.
My apologies. My bad. But it's
they did that already 200 some years ago. They had a couple centuries of that. So
my bad. I meant to say gentrification, but they coming in our hoods. They pricing us out. They moving us out. They forcing us out, and they come in here and they take it over about right. And it's like this. Isn't that what they wanted? Didn't they want them to come and be a part of it? Didn't they want the shared experience? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm looking into it too much.
I want to say, especially since I work, in the inner city, it's a good thing because one, I don't feel like I have to watch my back. Like I never thought I'd see a Starbucks downtown. I never thought I'd see a Subway downtown.
Wait, they got a Starbucks down there?
AT&T store downtown. So to me, coming from the inner city and seeing the neighborhood slowly make its way up, it's almost like a proud moment for me. I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, it's like, okay, we're finally starting to make a little headway. We're starting to build a little something that isn't just a corner store, a liquor store, a hair supply store. It's something, a bigger brand that's coming in. So now, they might start investing more into the community. We might start getting more stuff. Some people might see it as a bad thing. Others might see it as a good thing. For me, like when you was asking, did segregation have it right all along? For me, no, because I do like to support small businesses, local businesses, black-owned businesses. But the thing is with black folks, when they start a business, You go there, especially a food spot. Hey, can I get the salmon platter? Oh, we don't have salmon today. All right, let me get the smoked chicken. Oh yeah, we don't have the chicken today. Like, how are we supposed to support y'all and y'all out of this, out of
It's
this?
Nah,
not.
I'm
It's
like, if
not
you
just
run
that.
it,
There are
I'm like, no,
there
no.
are a lot of inconsistencies in the way they run it. Like they'll be closed random days. It's not listed on the
yeah,
hours, and they
The
close early.
service sucks.
It's it's not all of them. It's
Not
not
all
all.
of
I'm
them.
not going that far,
Not all of them.
but some of them don't have the professionalism of some of these other groups. Like
y'all
every
gotta get out
Chinese
more.
place, all my local Chinese places, the one that I go to three of them, right? One, they close a Tuesday. You know that's when they close. Another one, close every Monday. They close every Tuesday, every Monday. You know that's when they're not open. The other one is open 7 days, but they close early on Sundays. But like the Chinese folk, they have a professionalism about them.
Yeah.
The Spanish folk have a professionalism about them. Like black people is hit or miss. You really don't know what you're getting.
Exactly. Not to mention, you go into their establishment, they're angry or looking mad, like you're bothering them. Like, bro,
Nah,
I'm coming in here to support your
nah.
business. You giving me an attitude, sucking your teeth, like if that's how you run a business, I would hate to see how black people come together to run a community. Like, yeah, bro, we don't got no cop cars today. Y'all just gonna have to, scoot around on these e-scooters.
Matter of fact, Mike, the church we grew up in. You ever notice how the churches we visited, they're out on time, except for two, except for
That's
two of them.
not fair. It's not fair.
But what I'm gonna say, this is the impression I was always under. Oh, because it's family, it's okay.
No,
That
no,
was the
no,
impression I was always under. Only black people would do that. White
no.
churches don't do that. You ever been to a Catholic service?
I sure did, and I
Wait,
was amazed.
Bro, they are in and out
In and
like
out.
clockwork.
that's Catholics. We were Pentecostal. Pentecostal and
I
Baptists
understand.
don't set clocks. They let the spirit move, and then when the service
Nah,
is over, when God
Baptist.
says,
Listen, my dad grew up Baptist. When I went to his childhood church, they were out a lot closer to time than we ever were.
there's
We
no,
would go
there was no
hours
set
over,
time,
bro.
is what I'm saying. There's no set
We
time.
would go. There's set time. The church I joined when I was in college, which was non-denominational but still a black church,
That's my
they
point.
knew, yo, we trying to be out,
It's non-denominational. It's not
so
about
it's
black
okay based
churches.
on
It's
the
the
denomination. Okay.
denomination that's all I'm saying. Y'all got to get out more. There are plenty of stellar black businesses that are
No, I'm
open,
pretty sure there
respectful.
are,
I
but
listen. I've seen both, but I'm saying there are also those that bring them down, and you've seen them too. Don't act like you ain't been to them too.
but
I
if
just
I
got
had,
into it.
if I had to say no, I like where everything is. Communities, races, religions, all that coming together. I love to see it because I grew up in an all black neighborhood, all black schools, so I kind of have an idea of how things are, and I like it the way it is because being around a bunch of black people usually ends up in nothing but trouble.
I will say that I like the idea of inclusion, right? Much more than segregation. All right. So let me be clear with what I'm saying. I do like that idea more. And I think segregation was wrong because it was a law and it was a mandate. However, I think if people want that option, we should give it, not because of income, the ghetto, the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like that's very, very different. They're grouping us in those pockets of different cities because of income. Right? I don't think that should be it. I think that if people want to go somewhere and be all white and racist, do that right there. I know exactly where not to go. If we want to be all black in this little community, cool. Be all black here, but don't force people to do that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Affordable housing. Duck. You are a homeowner and landlord and things like that, right? You can accept Section 8 anywhere in the country. It's up to you to accept it. However, it's usually only people willing to accept it in the cities. There's no reason why you can't accept Section 8 that's government payments and government stipends, right? There's no reason you can't accept that in the suburbs.
Or the
As long
rural.
as I make my money, I don't care.
Right. And
You
that's how it
say
should
that
be.
it depends on who you get, who's your tenant.
Right. But that's the individual. What I'm saying is,
that's
though,
the individual.
Right,
but
but that's all vesting. Like you do your background check, you can do all that as a landlord and figure out who you're getting. So
So, all right. So I do think that segregation was wrong. But it does when I watch a lot of activists and things like that, I really feel like they're talking about it and they don't realize it. The same way I hear politicians talk about everybody should be on the same level. That sounds like communism to me. No, everybody should not be on the same level. So, all right, we're gonna move on. I got a screen share that I want to add, and I don't know if y'all got a chance to see this or not. So I'm gonna add it to the stream, and I want to see y'all faces live as I read this to y'all. All right. This says meet Nike's. I'm sorry, meet. I'm reading a quote exactly. All right, so don't take this as my words. Meet Nike woman's newest ambassador. ... A biological man. Dylan Mulvaney is now being paid by Nike women to promote sports bras, even though he's a man. Another day, another company slapping all women in the face by mocking them and paying a man to take their place. Hashtag Nike. Hashtag go woke, go broke. Hashtag Dylan Mulvaney. And I'm going to show y'all this video here. All right.
That to me, that's on par with what happened last month. Mind you, last month, for those of you that don't know or remember, last month was International Women's Day. And how Hershey decided they wanted to celebrate International Women's Day, they put a biological man on their Hershey bar wrapper.
What do you mean? Wait. What do you mean by her she? You emphasize on she. Was this a special rapper?
It was a transgender man. They put a transgender man on their her she. They made she a different color from her, and they put a transgender man on their wrapper for International Women's Day.
I'm gonna come back to that. Duck, I cut you off. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm sorry, it just wasn't unmuted. Didn't hear about the her she thing. It's all just okay. So it's not my words, and I wish I could credit the young lady. I saw a YouTube short earlier this week. A young lady was saying, "Hey, y'all want to, transgender men? You're biologically a man. Want to identify as a woman? I respect that. I allow it." She was like, and I know I'm going to get canceled for this, but you will not be allowed to speak for us biological women. If you can't carry a child, you can't speak for women. And I feel like it should be the same way. The way that post that you just showed us was saying that it's a slap in the face to women that you got a transgender man speaking for women and representing women. Shouldn't be happening.
Well, y'all remember when what's my man's name that was on the Wheaties box? Kris Jenner, his first year as a woman.
I'm sorry, not Kris Jenner. Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner won Woman of the Year for life.
His first year being a woman.
His first year being a woman won Woman of the Year. Now, that was official. I don't know if this Hershey thing and this Nike endorsement is real because that was not a Nike commercial. I don't care what they say.
Look up Hershey. Look up Hershey International Woman and screen share.
So, all right, I'm a screen share it now. Hold on. Let me go to Google real quick.
But you're right. That's not something Nike would ever do.
Right. Well, right. That didn't. Now, I'm not saying that gentleman isn't endorsed by Nike or that woman isn't endorsed by Nike. But what I'm saying is that was not a Nike commercial. I know Nike commercials. They damn near make you cry. That was not a Nike commercial.
Right. I was about to say that might be that person in their own time doing their own thing. But
like you said,
that's not the shot.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm Googling it here, right here. This one.
I can't see. You don't have the screen share.
Oh, my bad. I thought I hit share the whole time. My apologies. My bad, brothers. That one?
Yes. And that's the guy right there. You see at the top left? Go down. That's the person that
Wait.
they had on the
This?
commercial. Yeah, they even got a commercial. Can you click? That's the guy that's in the commercial.
Wait, wait. Yo, yo. Yo, all right.
Speak your mind. Speak your mind. Talk your
White
talk.
men
So
don't give a fuck. White men don't give a fuck, bro. Like they
it's a man on the wrapper and another man holding it. Transgender men.
Yes, it's a woman now.
As my friends like to call them transformers.
Gee, what are you doing? You can't. We're not even gonna make it to our third episode.
Oh my god.
I can't. I ain't. This doesn't show the commercial. G. Hold on.
You can probably look it up on YouTube.
Wait, but there's a couple of them. Look.
No, but the one specifically is the redheaded guy.
It say with almonds. Yo, these are edits, bro. I'm not doing this.
No, go on YouTube and type in Hershey International Women's whatever, and there's a quick commercial.
Is the screen share still focused?
Yeah,
still working.
Yep. Or just look up Hershey transgender commercial.
No, because it could have been a transgender commercial.
No, it was Hershey.
Some may see the future as dark,
but we most definitely see the light.
Wait.
The future as dark.
Did they put her in the front?
Yep.
They put the transgender one in the front.
Yep.
But we most definitely see the light.
Never mind.
Okay,
because in the future, people like us, from different places, different spaces, we are all going after one thing.
Change for the communities we care about. We see the light.
Because the future isn't fantasy.
It's ours for the making.
And we can't wait for it.
This International Women's Day,
See the women changing how we see the future.
see the future as dark.
But we most definitely see the light.
You trying to focus on his?
No, I was trying to show y'all that each candy bar had one of them on the cover.
Yeah.
Each candy bar was a different. The person holding.
Some may see the future as dark.
Yeah, I never seen this one, and I've looked it up. The one that was focused on the person in the middle. The one hit back.
No. It's all right. I got it. I'm gonna play it. See, that's the Hispanic lady holding this one. That's her lips. You can see it in the background. This is the other. I don't know what their ethnicities are. I'm not gonna pretend. Now, what would have been funny? Oh, I'm about to be childish. Is if they gave the transgender the Hershey's with almonds bar.
Yeah, I think they purposely planned that out.
That I would have done. If I was in their marketing,
Definitely.
I'd have been like, "This is what we need to do."
So they gave her the cookies and cream.
See the light.
And then the black girls, this one here.
Because in the future, people like us,
equality activists,
from different places, different.
Khaleesi Masala, founder of Girl Up. What?
I don't know. It's
spaces.
Quebec. Girl Up.
We're
Quebec.
all going after one thing.
Change for the communities we care about. We see the light.
Because the future isn't fantasy.
It's ours for the making.
And we can't wait for it.
This International Women's Day,
See the women changing how we see the future.
I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at that commercial at all.
No.
The
commercial that I'm not.
I mean, even the message they're sending. Even the message they're sending is we're going to change how they see us, how they view us. Like,
it's inclusive.
I get what they're going for.
Hers.
No, what I was trying to tell you is the commercial that I saw and the one that was just constantly being advertised was the one that was focused on the transgender person. I didn't see the all-inclusive one. That one, that's cool. I'm okay with that. But the one that I saw was the one they just put the man on the candy wrapper for International Women's. That's the one that I felt some kind of way about.
Yeah. So, okay, I see what you're saying. But you got to remember, so that tweet that I shared earlier is from an anti-inclusionist. So I don't have a word, but like men have dicks, women don't. Like, hear me roar. Like that's it. There's no transgenders to that person. You saw the go woke, go broke, right?
Yep.
Where here we are thinking woke is not about inclusion and transgenders. Woke is knowing that the government doesn't tell you the truth. That's my definition of woke. I don't know what y'all,
or companies or higher ups don't tell you the truth.
Right. That's what I think of when I hear woke. They use that hashtag specifically to hate on transgenders and inclusion. That y'all saw what's going on with Bud Light lately?
I heard, but I don't know what's going on.
I have no idea. I'm gonna make a little vulture guy.
I heard there was backlash against Bud Light, but I don't know stemming from what.
Yeah, so Bud Light had a campaign. The can had Dylan. It's the same person that was doing the bra thing. The same guy that damn it, no disrespect. I did not mean it that way. The same.
So
the same
maybe they're not really involved with anything, and they're just doing their own thing. You're saying the Dolvany? I don't remember the first name.
Yeah, Dylan Mulvaney.
Dylan. So are they actually involved in anything, or
they who?
Dylan Mulvaney.
Is she involved in anything?
Yeah.
Bro, she's on Bud Light cans. They put her face on the cans.
Oh.
And so when this happened, the right wingers and the pit. God damn, that shit got my personal emails up there. Hold up. Why did I do that?
Well, real quick while you're doing that, I'm actually okay with that. I don't mind that because beer is all inclusive. We don't care who drink it.
Wrong. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The right wingers are now like playing baseball with them, setting the beers on fire. They're running them over with steamrollers and shit. Like
I'm specifically talking about the beverage in the can or bottle. I'm not talking about people.
I'm sorry. But what I'm trying to say is the right wing is looking at anything that includes trans people and like trying to like make it a campaign. So the commercials that I think you saw were probably edited by that community and made it look like, oh, Hershey's trying to spotlight this.
Not only just that, out of all the women that were in that picture, I mean that commercial, I'm pretty sure they all probably had maybe their own individual commercials, explaining who they are and what.
Exactly.
But the one that I saw was just the transgender
because
one.
That's the one that's going to make the headlines, and that's the one that's going to get the outrage. That's what I'm saying. We have to keep in mind that our media and exposure to media is controlled. It is 100% controlled. You can sit here and follow whoever you want on Twitter and all that. They still find ways to get that shit in there. Now Twitter has two tabs. They have following and they have for me, what for you, for me, whatever.
Which I find very annoying.
Yes, and I gotta remember which
tell
one
me. Don't tell me what's for me. I just want to see the people I'm following. If I want to find new stuff, usually the people I'm following share stuff from other people.
Mm-hmm. And so that's just something that we got to be conscious of. Now, G, I know you had a topic. I want to get off of this. By the way, none of us are against trans people. Well, let me speak for myself. I'm not against trans people.
I'm not either.
I'm not either. Community, the bisexual community, any of that. So I don't want y'all to think that we represent.
I think everybody should just love everybody. However, I think Mike said it best earlier. Inclusion. I think it's good for everybody.
I do think it's fucked up that they gave Jenner the Woman of the Year his first year.
I still feel some kind of way about that.
That motherfucker.
And
never
also,
had a period. And
while we're airing, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be cutting you off because I also didn't agree with that. But while we're airing what we don't like about the way things are being handled, I think Title IX exists for a reason. Y'all know I got a sport management degree. Need to just go ahead and create a transgender category in sports. That's how I see it.
I didn't want to get into that, but
you said we should.
Yeah, they should absolutely just create a transgender. You got the men, you got the women, and you should have transgender.
Yeah, because I hate seeing.
And even if the numbers aren't as there, even if the eyeballs aren't on it the same, it don't matter. Let them have their same plate. The same way women's sports, right? People don't tune in as much as they do for men's sports, but it's still its own category. I don't think biological men, I don't care how many treatments you've had, how long you've been doing it. I don't care about how long ago you transitioned. Biological men should not be competing against biological women in any physical competition.
I don't.
Plain and simple.
I'm sorry if I cut you off. I don't know if you guys saw the story last year. It was a NCAA swimmer. when he was a man, he was ranked dead or almost last in placing when he swam for men.
Went to the women.
Yep.
And
Transgender
whooped ass.
He was like 670 something out of like 700 when he was in the men. And then now he's winning and
And we have another example of that in MMA. If you guys, y'all know I'm a big boxer and physical combat sport guy, right? And then there's the transgender woman now who is in MMA. She fractured her opponent's skull, sent the woman to the hospital, like long-term brain damage and shit like that. Like,
come on, like stop with the let's.
I bet she can't beat Amanda Nunes. She don't want a real MMA fighter.
I wouldn't want Amanda.
I wouldn't want to see it. I wouldn't want to see it, but I would put my money on Amanda Nunes.
We got to stop, y'all. Let's just call it a spade. Like, regardless how many treatments or hormone, whatever, still a man. Why are y'all letting this man fight a woman?
And not for nothing, y'all know me. I have 4 children, 1 son, 3 daughters. If ever my daughter is about to compete against a male or a former male, I'm not letting my daughter compete. No. I will find another league where she has a fair opportunity to win. My daughter doesn't have, I teach my kids losing is okay as long as you have fun. But we're not going to lose when you have an unfair advantage. I'm not going to do it.
Like, I'm all for equality and inclusion, but
that's like
come on, man. Come on.
What it is, the transgender men competing against the women, or get transgender women, I don't even know. But when the biological men compete against the women, y'all remember Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, all the cheat codes that you looked up immediately before you started your run through, and every time you booted up the game, you just, I need the tanks, I need the unlimited money, the invincibility, like I just want to run around, and that's what it is. It's all the cheat codes, all in one. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's all the cheat codes.
I can't beat men, but I bet I could beat some bitches up. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah. And that whole, I don't know if it's come out yet, but I'm gonna tell y'all now, Lil Nas X is not gay. So
I don't think so.
That whole thing he's been doing, it'll come out eventually, but y'all gonna see. That
honestly,
dude
I was thinking, I'm like, yo, he's too extra. You got the extra gay people. Like, this dude, he's doing too much just to stay relevant.
Mm-hmm. I recently heard something he was claiming bi now, but I don't know. I never believed it from the beginning.
He should do that if he wants it to be more believable. I will say that.
Yeah.
G, you had a topic that you wanted to share with us. So why don't you
I overheard it on the radio. And, in the climate that we live in now, you're not allowed to hurt anyone's feelings, not allowed to pick on them, talk about them, anything. I felt like when we had, and I'm not talking about the super toxic that make people want to kill themselves or that kind of thing. When we had a bully culture or bullying, I felt like that kind of kept stuff in line, so to speak. Like the person that went to school with all the piercings in their eye and 15 colors in your hair, two things that would make that person either get picked on and they're like, you know what, I don't care, this is who I am, and from the day on you don't care. That made you a strong-willed individual. Or it made you seem like, you know what, I'm tired of getting picked on, maybe I need to dial it back a little. Do you think we need bullies or bullying culture? Because you see a lot of stuff that's going on and you're like, you know what, I don't think that would have been acceptable or happening if we still have bullying or being able to poke fun at people still in place.
So this is actually, it's actually a very intriguing question, right? Everything, even negative stuff in society has its place. Everything in the world, you think about any massive disease that's any plague that swept the planet, right? That's the planet's way of doing population control. Too many people here. I won't survive if this doesn't happen. Okay, is this nigga taking a shit?
I've always felt that way. No, I'm not.
I swear he's in his second bathroom.
For real. Like that window in the background.
Oh, he's putting my god. He's putting my god on the potty. Don't show her stuff, man. I'm not. You know what? I'm just gonna take you down. I'll wait till you're done. No. Don't try to talk. Just do what you're doing, because I'm not going. I've been podcasting for a long time. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. One of my boys was on one time for a 49ers podcast, and we were lit. We were taking victory shots. We were celebrating one year, and my man got so drunk he took the phone to the bathroom and his dick flashed on the screen real quick. So I'm not taking no chances. Adult pornography is one thing I could battle that, and it was so fast nobody really noticed. But child pornography will get us shut down way before we get
shut
started.
down, knocks at the doors.
Yeah.
Business at the job.
I don't have my VPN on while this being recorded. It's gonna be all on my real IP address. Nah, I'm good. I'll wait till you're done in there, or until you're done with her. He looks like he's done handling her right now. So he's talking like we can hear him. We can't hear you. You're off the screen. We can't hear you. So, you ready? Okay, he's saying yes. Okay.
I'm done handling her right now. She's good.
Okay. All right. So,
She's good.
It's a good question. I do think that there are necessary evils in the world, right? Bullying is a little different than we were growing up, G. Mass shootings have become a thing of regularity, and the bullied children know that. All right. Suicides are up higher than they've ever been. Mass shootings are up higher than they've ever been. Right? Gang crimes are up higher than they've ever been. People are clinging to something or someone for protection. There's 3 ways that you can protect yourself. Right? Or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. There's 3 ways you can defend yourself to stop the antagonist from coming to you. 1, you can fight back on your own. 2, you can seek the help of others. Or 3, you can do nothing about them and just remove yourself from the situation. Those are the 3 things that you can do.
Okay.
Removing yourself from the situation also includes suicide, not just leaving where you are. Seeking the help of others ends up being gang activity. The crew that I ran with when I was younger, we didn't have a gang name, nothing like that, but we were deep as shit. If one of us got into something, you had to deal with 40, 50 people knocking on your door. It's go time. That's gang activity now. By the letter of the law, that was a gang. That was an organized group going to do something. That was a gang, right? And the other thing is squaring up. Not everybody has that in them, but it is a character builder. Adversity of any kind is a character builder. That's my opinion. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Duck talk because I don't want to say all the good points. I see y'all agreeing. So let me see what Duck says. But I haven't answered the question on whether or not I think we need bullying today.
I think bullying builds character. That's my main takeaway. It's similar to what you were saying, that adversity that someone has to face. That adversity that you have to face. I had a bully all the way back in nursery school. My dad taught me how to handle it. Like you said, stand up for myself. That was the option I went with. Kicked him in the balls, kicked his boys in the balls, and they didn't mess with me. It was literally, the cycle was, they throw me up against the phone pole during recess, kick them in the balls, ran away. They wouldn't bother me the rest of the week. I had timeouts the rest of that day, whatever. Week later, same cycle, went on for a while before they eventually got the message that I wasn't going to stop. They were legit, like, running up to me, hands up, please don't kick me, please don't kick me, but you're still going to bully me, right? Yeah, we're still going to throw you up against the pole and punch you. I'm still going to kick you. Like, what? Until you stop, this is how this is going to go. And they eventually got the memo and they stopped. Like, it builds character. You learn how to defend yourself. So
stand up for yourself.
I mean,
I'm gonna turn off my camera and mute my mic.
No. Leave your stuff on. I'm gonna drop you out. My personal experiences with bullying is very different than most people's, right? I'm a pretty big guy. I'm a solid built guy right now, right? But when I was younger, my head was this big, my feet were this big, and my body was like this. Okay. And growing up, before I had a group of like real outside friends to hang out with, I had family. And so, I mean, for the people watching this, I came from a very, very large family. Our family treated first and second cousins the way most families treat siblings. Like, we're close like that. All right. And it took a long time for me to learn that wasn't the norm. I thought everybody knew their cousins really well. I thought
Yeah,
everybody
because
spent the
that's how I
night
kind
at.
of felt with my cousin. We're almost like sibling cousins.
Right. But when you get outside of our personal little communities, right? And when you travel, people say, "Oh, my mom has 3 siblings, but I only see them once or twice a year." And that's like, to us, it's like, wait, what? Like,
I
we
see
got
our cousins
together.
like at least 2 to 3 times a week.
Right. Like, we saw our family members so regularly that's why I never got involved with gang activity, because my family was so deep. We were so large. We were so vast. There was no need for that. Right. If I needed somebody to run to for protection or advice or whatever, if I wanted to hang out with somebody, I had family first, like real family. So growing up, big head, big feet, they call me Bobby's World, stuff like that. But I heard all those jokes at home before I ever heard those jokes from people outside of home, from people in school. Right.
Yeah.
And my thing was, I know these people love me.
Yeah.
I know the people making these jokes on me, it's just jokes, it's words. Like, I literally grew up with the sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me, right? But that was real, because the words that the streets were saying to me were the same exact words my family was saying to me, and I know they love me. Like, because we would defend each other. We would joke on each other, we bomb on each other, we would bully each other, we pick on each other,
And
we'd be out
I've
running
seen
around the parking lot.
And I'm sorry to cut you off. I've seen firsthand, even though, I'm considered family, but I'm also an outsider. So like that first year, you might call your cousin a name and everybody laugh, and then an outsider say that same thing and they all look at you like, no, that's a family thing. You can't say that unless you family.
Exactly. I mean,
you couldn't say that till you were family, G.
but that's how
Nah,
my
but
family rolled, though.
I was about to say I agree with
And
Mike, obviously, because I'm his cousin, so I agree with Mike. I had the same experience. So
G doesn't even have experience with the Bowsers or the Vickers, like where shit'll really get shaken. The Andrews is more, we joke, but then we're gonna let you know verbally, hey, chill out. Like that. Mm-hmm. That's the Andrews extent. Vickers and Bowsers, they get shit shaken
sometimes. I'm about to say they sometimes throw blows, and it's still within love, but it's like they do it a little different than us.
Right. And so my point is, I was so exposed to it as a youth. By the time I got to school and it was happening, it really didn't bother me. Right. So the reason why I appreciated bullies in school is because I was always the person to stand up to them. I was always the person to see somebody else getting picked on and would go pull somebody, hey, yo, chill out, what you doing? Like that was my claim to fame in school. We recently had my 20-year high school reunion, something like that. We just had, and I took my wife with me, right? We met up. Right. Well, the reason I was confused is because I graduated well over 20 years ago, like 22, 23 years ago. But
yeah, but it would have been the pandemic. Yeah.
Right. So I took my wife there, and one of the girls was like, Mike was the kind of person that got along with everybody. You see him hanging out with the nerds one day, you see him hanging out with the jocks one day, the next day he's hanging out with the brothers and sisters, then another day he's hanging out with the teachers. Like, Mike was a chameleon. He could just go in any group. And that was my claim to fame, because nothing bothered me. You can say whatever you want. This is me. I'm intelligent enough to hang out with you four-eyed freaks. That's what they was calling them over there. I'm cool enough to hang out with the knuckle draggers and the jocks. You know what I mean? And I'm mature enough to walk in a room with teachers and principals and all that stuff and faculty, and they respect me as well. Like, that was because of how my family treated me, right? I was one of the older cousins, so I had to be in the rooms with the aunts and uncles and learn responsibility earlier. But I was also one of the kids, so I got in my fair share of trouble. So if you don't have a family that's knit like that, you do need things like that to happen in society so your kids grow up well-rounded. I don't know if that's happening, G. So to answer your question, I think not just bullying, but experiences are needed at an early age. I do.
What about you, Duck?
I agree completely. With Mike's point, I have the thick skin because of the name Duck. When that first started,
he would not let just anybody call him that, which is weird.
No, he would not.
But it's because, like, I had to get used to it from the family. I hated it when the family called it. When it first, I can honestly say, I vaguely remember the first time we were at grandma's. I think Mike was the first one to say it. Uncle Mule just looked at me and started cracking up as soon as Mike said it. Quick started pouring on with it. And it's just stuck ever since. I wanted to break down crying in that moment. And to the point, like, and they just kept, every time I saw him, duck, D-Dub, duck, like whatever it was.
Wait. But tell them what D-Dub was, because Uncle Ramon didn't always call you duck.
Oh, Darkwing Duck, DW.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. There's several variations. Another cousin calls me Duckless. There's a few. One of our uncles calls me Kenwood or Fleetwood. No idea.
Fleetwood,
Kenwood, yep.
It's both. It's interchangeable. I'm not sure where it came from. Yeah. But anyway, I hated it. And it's to the point where, like, it's been so long that I've loved it and embraced it that I forgot that I used to hate it. My older sister a few years ago pointed out to me, she said something like, I don't know why you think it's cool. Like, you could see it in your face when they used to call you that when you were younger, and I just wanted to grab you and hold you because I could see how much it was bothering you. Yeah, that's what my older sister said. That back in the day, she remembered how much it used to hurt me, and it was obvious. But it was like, yo, I got you. But as a result of that, when I got to school and people started making fun of me, so duck comes from the size of my lips. When they started making fun of me for my lips, it was like, whatever. I don't like. I'm in class, or I got wrestling practice, whatever. Like, it ain't nothing new to me. They tried to make Scooby-Doo stick when I was in middle school. I think 8th grade. Everybody started calling me. One kid did it, and he just knew it was gonna. They saw it wasn't bothering me. I was like, whatever.
Like, I grew up with my family, you know.
I thought that was more racist than about my lips, but he kept pointing to my lips when he would say it. But
like, my cousins used to call me and my brother, you know, the Missile Brothers. We was little, big heads. So, you know, our cousins, uncles used to get on us. So by the time we got older, you know, didn't really bother us. Plus, you know, in my community, we used to roast each other, bomb on each other. So it kind of made you, even if you had thin skin, it made your skin a little bit thicker. You know, stuff, you know, brush off you faster than it would if you weren't, you know, growing up in that environment.
For sure. You know, it's like working with your hands.
Right?
You build up a callus, and your hands don't cut as easily. You don't get bruised as easily, right? There's people who do certain forms of MMA and Krav Maga and things like that, right? And they kick over and over with their shin. Their shin builds up these calluses where it's hard like a pole. You know what I'm saying? So it's repetition will build up a resistance to whatever it is you're exposed to. What were you gonna say, Duck? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say the reason I couldn't let y'all see me cry, because going back to what you were saying about our family dynamic, is I knew the family dynamic was just everybody gets it, nobody's safe. I mean, we have family gatherings now, and grandma's getting bobbed on. Like, everybody got, you know what I mean? Everybody can get the joke, and everybody got jokes. You sit and listen. Grandma, she'll bomb on you back. Like, she'll
throw one in there. Oh yeah, grandma will throw one 100%. She'll throw one in there, and it's a zinger because she rarely does it. But when she do, it's
when
like
she does it. Yep.
Yeah. And
it's funny because the stuff that grandma say, I think if anybody else said it, it might hurt. Like,
but you know what, grandma is 100% coming from a place of love, right? And
I don't know if y'all know, all love.
I don't know how much y'all know about like my friends and my crew outside of like family, right? But I hate to say street name, but I don't have another. My alias, like when I was like growing up with my friends, you know, the guys in Trenton and the guys in Newark and Edison and New York and all that stuff, right? They called me Chrome. I don't know if y'all know. My first email was Cromer69, right? It was Chrome Dome because I had a big head. I have a big head, right?
Hey, Mike, you got to tell the Busta Rhymes story.
I'll tell it. But my point, though, is that, like, my first email address was cromerdomer69@yahoo.com. Like, that's you embrace what people teased you about, and it became your identity. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just thick skin. It's who I am. I'm the dude with the big head. And what? So now that you got that out the way, now what you gonna say? Now what you gonna do? We've been hearing this my whole life. You're not gonna embarrass me in front of these people. We know
same way. I don't know why it took till middle school for my classmates to notice I had big lips, but y'all late to the party. Like,
right.
At this point, it's been 13, 14 years of it. Whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, by the time I got to high school, the head jokes was just
right.
pretty much gone. Like every now and then
and
somebody would slide in a good one, and I even had to laugh. I'm like, yo, that's a good one. I didn't hear that before.
I did get in trouble one time for a big head joke because of my response. It wasn't the joke, and I didn't fight or anything like that. But my response was, "That ain't the only head I got that's big," and it was overheard by a teacher. Mike, let's go. I was like, "Oh, come on!" Like,
I was about to say, like, the response thing is literally what I was about to get to. Is like, also growing up in our family, like, you develop the quick responses, the witty, the smart mouth. Everybody always, you always got something to say. You always got something to snap back. I got jumped a few times because of it. Like
right.
And that's the difference. Whereas Mike grew up in the house with a lot of our cousins, I was solo. My little sister was the only one that was in school with me. Nobody else was at the school with me. If I was getting jumped, I was on my own. Because the cousins that were there, they were a little bit older, and they were making fun of me too. Like, they didn't want to be bothered, and they were second cousins.
One day we're gonna have our cousin Ace on here. I'm gonna let him tell the story of the time he was getting jumped at the basketball court, and it was just me and him. And we were in Trenton. I thought we was gonna bury him that day. It was
dang.
But I was happy that I was there because all of a sudden it was, yo, I'm holding off if y'all want to shoot the fair one, but he'll tell it way different than I will, right? I got a buddy who had a real bad stutter in school, and I stood up to him. I stood up for him. One guy said a simple kid, your mom, right? But they didn't know that his mom died that summer during Mother's Day, or that the previous year during Mother's Day. And he just broke down. He already had a stutter and all that stuff. I'm in the lunch line with him, and it's the like the football team. I'm like, damn, I'm about to die, but I can't just stand here and not say nothing, right? It was I stood up for him. You know what I mean? Like, and they tell me to this day, like, Mike, you're one of the realest people I know. Like, you didn't care who it was, your friends, whatever. You won't let anybody mistreat anybody. Like, you one of those guys. But I wanted to ask y'all this about bullying in particular, and getting picked on, just building up those calluses against adversity, right? How many times did you run to your parents about that? Specifically your parents. Don't tell me about aunts and uncles, older cousins.
Only the time in middle school after every other avenue failed. Or, I'm sorry, nursery school, when I was kicking the bully in the balls and his two friends. That's literally the only time that I went and told my parents. But I was 3, 4, something like that. I don't know.
Shoot, let my 6th grade teacher tell it. I was the bully.
Okay. I believe that, though. You look like...
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm sorry. You just look like one of them kids that was always popping off at the mouth and just doing inappropriate stuff. I'm sorry.
You and your brother look that way.
Bombing people up.
You and your brother look that way.
Y'all do.
Not for nothing. Both of y'all.
I was getting on them. I'm sorry. My brother be the first person. I was a sucky friend. I was a sucky big brother.
I've been around for some people getting jumped.
Speaking of your brother, I may be wrong. I thought I overheard something earlier this week. G, are you a new uncle? Congratulations. Uncle again?
Yeah, my uncle again.
Yeah, congratulations.
As of when? As of when?
Oh, what's today's date? The 11th. He was born on the 11th. He wasn't supposed to come until later on this month.
There you go. Congratulations to baby boy.
What was the original due date?
I don't know the exact due date. I just know it was supposed to be later on this month, somewhere in like the 20s, I think.
24th or the 27th, something like that. I think so. That's cool though, man. I'm happy he's here. Happy, healthy baby. Nothing but good reports there. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Not for my pockets. It's not, because next year,
not for
my nephew and niece in the same week, and then 2 weeks later, their other daughter birthday. So they're gonna have to have a joint birthday for all 3 of their kids. I already get it bad from you, Mike. It's September, I get a break, then it's November, December, January. Bam.
I ain't tell you to buy no gifts for them. Just show up. You know what you got? Listen, man. Let me tell you a secret.
I'm kids so inconsistent with his kids.
But y'all got all right. Let me.
I pick and choose each year. One gets a gift each year.
Let me tell y'all the secret right now. Okay. Not Derek, because my son is a teenager, but the other ones, it's all about quantity right now. Go to the dollar store and spend $20 on random ass toys. Look at all these toys I just got. Trust me, they like the stocking stuffers more than the big gift, right?
I know that might make you mad. Like, man, you know how much I spent,
bro. Brand new tablets for everybody, right? They happy, they cool, but look at all those gifts over there in the corner for me. those are ones they care about. They care about all, and like we ain't go out and get like the off-brand like Kyocera or whatever tablets. Like, no, we went and got the Samsung joints. Like, well, I bought memory cards for like that. No, it's the pile of gifts. It's just
I'll tell you what, when I was that age, my disappointment was always the lack of quantity.
That's what
And
I'm saying.
you know my mom, she always got like, you would get a lot of stuff, but it was necessities. It wasn't stuff I wanted under a Christmas tree, right? It was socks, drawers, yep, all that stuff.
I hated your mom's gifts until I got older and realized, damn, Auntie was keeping me fresh.
Man, listen, not as her child, it ain't cool. I expect you to provide that for me anyway.
I didn't know that y'all was getting the same shit, but I keep wanting to ask her to this day.
It wasn't all we would get. Let me clarify. It wasn't all we would get, but we got more of that than anything else.
But to this day, I want to ask her, hey, you still got the Avon plug? Because she hooked me up with some Avon shit, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I found this soap that I like with Avon. It had kiwi.
Everybody got Avon every year,
bro. That was I found some stuff in Avon that I liked after a while, man. But that's neither here nor there. Duck, did you have a topic that you wanted to go? I sent you guys a message in the private chat. I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but my 9 p.m. show obviously got pushed back a little bit. So we can keep going for a few more. I'm okay with letting this rock a little bit as long as y'all are. Y'all know.
I had another topic, but like I said, I wanted Xavier's input. So
is she what is she going by for this show?
She hasn't decided yet.
Do y'all want me to call her just on the spot, just see if she answers?
I think we should hit her up. Hit her up. Let the people hear her voice. But I was real quick before we do that. It's not my topic, Mike. It's yours. But you gave us homework. I'm the only one that completed it. Do you want to discuss or no? We can save it till G get a chance to watch.
No. I would. Is somebody coughing? Do y'all hear that noise?
Yeah,
that's the baby. That's the baby. I literally just gave her cough medicine.
Okay.
I don't know when this started. Her mom didn't say anything to me before I got her, but I did give her cough medicine probably about an hour ago. So I'm gonna give her some more before we go to sleep. No, she's good. She's got her nose is running a little bit, so she might be. I'm hoping it's a change of seasons. I know I used to get that when I was younger.
Okay.
I'm hoping that's all it is.
So you know what?
Could be allergies too.
Let's talk about this show. We're gonna again, guys. This is a kind of a potpourri of shows, like topics and things like that. We're going to talk about music. If you got, by the way, guys, if y'all happen to listen to any new music throughout the week, like let's do reviews. Like even if it's one person doing a review, like I have Apple Music, thanks G, right? Like I have Apple Music, and so I randomly will just hit the hip hop tab and hit play just to see what comes on and not listen while I'm driving. You know what? Like so, it's little stuff like that. Sometimes something catches my ear. I am afraid to do the R&B tab because I really like R&B.
I was about to say I have Spotify and I have gone down an R&B rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what's funny about Spotify though. You can favorite a song like when it's brand new, and if they decide to take it off the platform, what just happened to me earlier this week, I got a notification that based on these, you might like God Did, and I was like, I knew it's been missing from my like songs list.
Yeah. Yep.
But I was like, okay, they must have just put that back on there.
Yep. That's why when I
because I like that the day it dropped.
I do hit the download button on them. I don't just so on Apple Music you can like it or add it, but then you have to go back and download it afterwards. If you don't download it, they can remove it from you. So it's a two-part process. You think that you saved it or added it to your library, and technically you did. But if there's an edit or if they change something up, you're going to get the new version. Unless you download it, then you have the original one that you originally downloaded.
Yeah, if you download it, that's for offline play. Like when we go to the beach during the summer, no signal out there.
So that's what I do with those. But let's get to the show thing, and then we'll call AKA I don't know what to call it right now. All right,
our other co-host.
So there was a homework assignment. There's this show called The Most Dangerous Game. G, did you ever get a chance to go and look at any of it?
Yeah, I was bad at doing homework in school, bro. I'm sorry.
So, Duck, how would you? So, when I saw the Most Dangerous Game, I'll be honest with you, just the title alone, I thought, here we go, knock off Squid Games, and it kind of was Squid Game-ish. Is that fair to say, Duck? Oh, he's talking to the baby. I think it was kind of. Did you watch Squid Games, G?
Yeah, I watched it more so because I just wanted to see what the big fuss was about.
All right. So with Squid Games, it was a bunch of people competing for one prize in an elimination thing. This one is one person. All right. So this guy, I'll tell you about season 1. Okay. Season 1, this guy goes to the doctor. He finds out he's terminal. They give him a cancer diagnosis. You only got a couple of months to live. Like, we're sorry. This is your diagnosis. And what can you do? He don't have life insurance. He don't have anything his wife is pregnant or some shit. Like he's down on his luck. So the guy gives him a card. Hey, I have a way of helping people without money. You let me know what you want to do. Here's my card. If you want more information, call me. He calls the guy.
It sounds like Squid Games of synapses.
So far, so good, right? He gives the guy a call, and the guy says, listen, sir, I have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it literally might kill you. He's very upfront with him. He says, basically, if you agree to do this, you are going to be hunted by 5 random people. We're not going to tell you who they are, but they are going to hunt you in this city that you're in. And it lasts for only 24 hours. All right? They can't shoot you, so there's no guns. Everything has to be up close and personal. Okay? They can use weapons, but they can't use guns. It has to be up close. All right? Every hour you survive, more and more money will be deposited into your bank account. I don't remember the increments, but at the end of the 24-hour period, you ended up with more than $24 million. Okay? However, if you don't survive, when you're killed, that's when the clock stops. That money still goes to your account, and you leave that to your family. So it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah.
Okay? You're allowed to fight back. You're allowed to kill the people trying to kill you and all that stuff. Duck, what were your thoughts of this show?
My first thought: each episode, except for the first episode of season 2, was 10 minutes or shorter.
Okay, so you're gonna get right to it. Okay.
I'm not even gonna waste time. As far as the content you just described, what the show is about. I don't know if we're doing spoilers or not, but the concept was great. I loved it. It was fun.
It just didn't execute. It didn't.
No.
Wait. We'll get to what we thought at the end.
Okay. So the format of each episode being less than 10 minutes, I binged both seasons a day each. Like, I literally took a couple hours, binge season 1, and then was like, okay, go about my day. And then the next day, binge season 2. That was it.
I'm going to reiterate what he said, guys. Each episode is less than 10 minutes. It was phenomenal. It wasn't
like, so like there were some shows, some great shows. The last episode we talked about shows I wish I had watched when they were coming out. Breaking Bad. I binged that in about a weekend. 5 full seasons. About a weekend. Game of Thrones. The first 5.5, 6 seasons of that, I binged in about a weekend. Just you're not getting anything done. You literally just give me all of this right now. That was a lot easier with Most Dangerous Game. So that's number one. I will say I wouldn't have the patience to watch that episodically. I couldn't see that going 1 episode a week. I wouldn't even remember to go back to it. It was only 10 minutes. I would have thought it was a concept of some sort, and it wasn't something real. So that's what I'm going to.
Yeah, I will say this. I watch more ads on YouTube in a week than how long those episodes were. The episodes are really, really short. And so that's why I thought it would be fun. I don't know if I've ever watched a show with episodes that short before.
Uh, I can't remember the streaming service. It was out maybe a couple of years ago. What the focus was, because everybody's attention is only about maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and each episode was on the streaming service were about 5 to 10 minutes. It would shut off and go to the next episode.
Well, that's this,
but it got shut.
But they didn't drag. It wasn't one of those things where it was like, 42 episodes and they're all 10 minutes each either. Like this was concise.
I think each season was like 10 or 11 episodes. It might have been 12.
10 and 15. It was between 10 and 15 episodes. It was
I'll pull it up right now.
It wasn't long at all, bro. Like I was really, really excited when I saw how short it was. And every episode, every minute of every episode, you gotta watch. You have to watch it. They cut out all the fluff. And here's what
season 1 is 15 episodes. Season 2 is 12 episodes.
There you go. Between 15 and that's exactly what I said. And here's the cool part, right? They still managed to do character development. They still managed to do.
They did a lot. They did a lot.
They still managed to do character development for side characters. It's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. How many episodes per season?
The first season had 15. The second season had 12.
Well, that makes sense. You add the 10 minutes to the 15 episodes, so it kind of,
Bro, this shit was good. I mean, here's what I don't know, Duck, right? I don't know if I like the format and how it took place, or do I actually like the show? This is crazy to me because I would not think that 10-minute episodes, character development.
I've been trying to remember. I know that I like the show. I know that I like the show though because there's a similar concept. I've been trying to remember the name of this movie. A little cousin gifted me this years ago. I was in college. I don't remember the name, but I know Ving Rhames is in it. And what it is they take 20 of the top assassins in the world. The Tournament. That's the name of this movie. The Tournament. They take 20 of the top assassins in the world, and they literally last man standing wins this huge prize. And I love the whole way that they did that. That movie, very underrated. I don't think most people have ever even heard of it. I know I had never heard of it. I thought it was going to be whack. Gave it a chance and was like, yo, I love this. I've watched that movie so many times since then. It's not even funny. Since I went out, my little cousin gave it to me as a DVD for a Christmas gift. I went out and bought the Blu-ray. And I was like, yeah, I need this. I need this in my life in the best possible quality. And I've watched that Blu-ray countless times. Now, that was 11, 12 years ago he gave me that. I probably watched that movie again as recently as within the last 2 years. So I know that the show itself, that setup, assassins doing their thing, I like it. Or hunters in this case.
The rules are basic. You can fight back. You cannot purposely get yourself arrested. And you cannot leave the confines of the state. Of the city that you're in. They tell you the city, and you have to stay in that city, and you have to do whatever it takes to survive. They give you a phone, and at the top of every hour, or every hour, it might be like 2:47, but at every hour.
I think season 2 was like the 14-minute mark was when it kept updating.
The phone pings, and it lets the hunters know your exact location for 2 minutes.
Wow.
So you got to do something. They know they know exactly where you are for those 2 minutes. If you can survive and get away after those 2 minutes, you're cool for the next hour. And you get the ding, bing, bing. This much has been deposited into your account. And you see the money just building up, right? My question to you is, G, have we said enough to pique your interest?
But I'm nervous because the concept sounds great. Like, I'm ready to, as soon as we get off, jump on and look it up. But I'm just worried about the execution because there's been tons of concepts for movies, TV shows. You like, yo, that sounds dope. Start watching it. You be like, man.
All right, so let's get to it. We're not going to do spoilers or anything, but Duck, you watched both seasons. Were you satisfied with the season? And do you want a third season of the show?
Yes and yes. And simple. I've known that since I was a few episodes in. Once the hunt started in the first season, which was either episode 2 or 3. I did like the hunt. Like the first episode was him giving the concept. Second episode was him like the dude mulling it over before he did it. That hunt started, and it started guns blazing, like not guns, but you know what I mean. Like the action was happening, and I knew immediately. Yeah, give me all of this. Give me as much as
I do
whatever
have,
they're gonna approve a budget for, and keep going. I
I
was
do.
very satisfied. I like the action. I like the ingenuity, the way the hunters think. Trying to predict what the hunted was going to be doing. That's not really spoiling anything because I'm not telling you what they predicted, right?
I mean, I
But
don't care about
some of the fight scenes and all that, like you might not, but viewers might. Come on, G. Think about the people. Think about the people. Yeah, I loved it, and I want more.
So I do have a question. Now, does the second season follow the person from the first season, or is it a different person each season?
That's a very good question. So they do it like annually. So the next season is about the next victim or person with the opportunity to make money for themselves or their family.
All right. Second question.
I'm not under the impression. Hold up, real quick. I'm not under the impression that it's annual. I think it's several times a year. Like they don't actually specify that it's annual.
That's true. We don't know what time of year.
They were just saying the next hunt. They just kept saying the next hunt, right?
But the staff is the same. The people running the hunt.
Yes, absolutely. And even like, yeah, they're pool of hunters, but it's a large pool. So, and then the other thing I was gonna say, we need more. Season 1 left you on a cliffhanger.
All right, so all right, let me say this. Season 1, loved it, absolutely great, right? If this happens regularly, so I thought about this for a second, right? Oh, great, the one episode the one hunted that we watch is the one person that does something that has never been done before. They said that, okay, like. Fine, that's why you made a show about it. The second season, without spoiling anything, I don't want to hear all of season 1. Oh my God, you survived 6 hours. This has never been done before. Oh my God, you survived 12 hours. That's never been done before. And then in season 2, I get the same exact shit. Now I'm not spoiling. Wait, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm not trying to spoil anything. That's where I want to see some variation, right? The reason why shows like Game of Thrones and Sons of Anarchy was so good to me is because main characters got killed at a whim. Boom, they just gone. They was just fucking like 1 second. Oh, we pregnant. We having a baby. I can't wait to build a life with you. Bow, bullet to the head, or axe, your head cut off. Like, oh my God, like they killed Ned Stark. And his kids are 4, 5, and 12 years old, right? Like, this can't be what they're doing to the main character. Like, what's happening, right? Like, that's the kind of stuff that made those shows special. So I want to see that.
For years before I got into Game of Thrones, you couldn't tell me Ned was not a main and ongoing character throughout that whole series. I had no clue. The memes and everything that I was seeing for years,
exactly.
I just knew Ned was the man.
And now at the last episode of that season.
I don't know. It was not the last episode.
No, maybe 2 before.
Ned Stark got beheaded in like episode 7 or 8. Like it was early. Well, not early.
Yeah,
but
he didn't make it the whole season.
He didn't make it to the last episode. Like that, but that's what made the show good. Like, oh my God. From the outside looking in, we thought Ned was the guy. Yeah. I knew Ned Stark's face without ever watching an episode of Game of Thrones. It was in GIFs, it was in memes, right? Like I knew this guy. And when I watched him behead him, I was like, wait, what the fuck is the rest of the show about?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how I just knew he was coming back. That was it. That's why it's crazy that later they bring John back. But I just knew when he went down, I was like, he's coming back. So this ain't real. I thought some intervention was gonna cut. Yo, when they took his head off. Oh man!
I don't know what y'all reasoning. My reasoning that I got started. Well, 2 really. 1, okay, I want to see what the big fuss is about. Secondly, these White Walkers are official. I can't wait to see them again. I had to wait until season 5 to see them in that Hard Home episode. I rewatched that like 3 times, yo. Like the 3 or 4 kings or whatever standing on top of the mountain and just watching the havoc. Yo, like the Night King is probably the illest villain ever. Yo, never said a word
until his episode in the last season. Like that's the see, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's where the letdown was, right? You saw him, he had it was the Night King, he had his 5 henchmen, and then they had the army, right? We saw how bad the army was, and I'm like, yo, the Night King gonna be ill. He gonna be dope. Come on, let's be honest. That was a big disappointment in the final season.
It was.
That's why I hate that they rushed that final season. They should have had 2. They should have had another season. They should have had a whole season doing the Night King arc. The army, that whole war should have been 1 season, and then you settle things at King's Landing.
Yeah.
And I still say Cersei got off easy.
Yeah, it was. Because I was like, yo, the baddest dude, the whole series, oh, no, they don't exist. And you got people that saying, yeah, I've seen them. I've seen the whites. I've seen the White Walkers. And this man fight scene was only not even 10 minutes.
Yep. All right, let's see if I'm going to try to call her now really quick.
Real quick. I remember what my second question was. Which streaming service is this show on? Most Dangerous Game, you said?
Peacock?
I'll look it up.
Yeah, you asking good questions. I have no idea.
It was like Paramount or Peacock or something like that. Oh, wait. You know what? I'm online.
If I was judging from the quality, it looked like a USA production.
No.
I don't know if they have a streaming service, though.
The Most Dangerous Game published. Wait, this was a book?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, it says it's based on a book.
She said Quibi.
Roku channel.
Yes, yep, it's on the Roku.
Oh, it's called Most Dangerous Game, not A Most Dangerous Game.
No, it's the most dangerous. The most dangerous.
No, the TV series is Most Dangerous Game. The book is The Most Dangerous Game. There is a difference.
Right, Most Dangerous Game, bro.
Because I was looking up The Most Dangerous Game at first and couldn't find it. I thought Mike was crazy.
Yo, there's a movie.
Gonna look that up right now.
Oh no!
Is it the book's title or the TV or the show's title?
This shit in black and white, bro.
Most Dangerous Game. It says the Roku channel.
This shit from 1932, bro. I didn't even know they had the book back then.
Oh yeah, no. That's one thing. You go down a rabbit hole, bro. You'll find some old movies. You didn't go. When I was in my freshman year of college, they made us watch this movie Rosebud. You ever seen that?
I've heard of Rosebud, actually.
This old black and white movie. At the end of it, the big reveal is this old dude on his deathbed. The whole movie, and all he's saying is Rosebud, Rosebud. The big reveal at the end is that it was when he was a kid. It was what the name of his sleigh. But it's this big, critically acclaimed movie from like the 1920s or something, or 1930s. Like and they made us watch it. I don't know why we had to write a paper on it. Just
that sounds terrible.
Waste of my time.
All right, so I'm gonna call now, okay? But yeah, it's a good show. It's on Roku. the network is Quibi, but y'all should check it out.
Quibi, I knew it. It was Quibi because
we can't see
called Free Ray Sean or something that was on there as well, and that was like 5 minutes each episode. It sounded familiar.
Yep, it was on Quibi, and kudos to them. They got this one right, bro. This shit was fire.
Yeah, Quibi didn't last long. That streaming platform did not last long. They realized that people did not want to watch stuff on their phones.
I watch this shit on my TV, full screen.
Yeah, but Quibi was strictly for like your phone and your laptop, and then tablet. Then they realized that people really didn't want to watch movies.
That's the thing. People will if they have an option for it, but they don't want to have to do that.
Yeah, and that's what it strictly was. If I
Like it's
TV and tablet, I'm going TV.
absolutely, but it's convenient. Like when you're traveling, you know what I mean, or just
Yeah,
out somewhere in a waiting room at the doctor's office. You know what I mean? Like there are instances where your phone or tablet makes sense, but if you don't have to, I'm not going to walk around holding something when I can put it on the TV and go about my day.
We're gonna wrap this one up here, man. I don't have any good news to share with anybody, like positive news, like how we did with the young ladies with the math problem last week. And AKA didn't answer, so we're gonna keep this thing moving here.
Hey, Doug, I do got a question for Doug, real quick. How long are we gonna make the people wait until we find out? Until we tell them what's the first memory, the first memory or first impression you got of me?
I don't care when we do it. I tried to do it. I tried to do it when you were doing your intro. I don't care. We can wait. We're not doing it tonight.
I purposely didn't tell the Busta Rhymes story after he said it. We saving some of this. It's okay. Character development. It's character development.
Fair enough. You know what it is? I'll tell you what you said in the last episode. There's context that I'm not aware of. I just remember what you said. But then you said you were quoting something, so I need to know. I need to know.
Wait a second. You telling me when he said that was the first time you heard that?
Yep. Similar. Oh, I got another story. I told you what my 1X said. I told you what my 1X said, right? And you said it was a song from the 90s.
No. Shaq said it. Shaq said it in reference.
No. G. He talking about something different. I know what you talking about, G. What he's talking about was a song about smelling. I know what you're talking about.
Right. I had never heard that until she said it either. Yeah, it's the closest I ever been to a domestic violence charge. And I would never. I was so insulted.
Wow. All right, so we're gonna get everything set up, man. Y'all stay tuned. Hey, listen, guys, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't know. I know it's only 2 episodes. I plan on this thing going for a while. It might just be the 3 of us, fellas. I don't know. But we'll prepare either way. We're gonna have topics just like we did tonight. We're gonna have good conversation for you guys. We want to thank y'all for checking us out, man. I do believe in something called final thoughts. Before we wrap up a show, I'm gonna give you guys the floor. We're gonna start with my man G. We're gonna go solo screen here. G, give us your final thoughts, and then we'll get out of here. Anything you want to leave the people with? Any positive words? Just remember, don't date the episode with what you say, because these are going to be released much later.
Yeah. Honestly, probably going back to the beginning of when we first started. Second greatest commandment: love your neighbor. Let's just try to love everybody. Treat everybody as you would want somebody to treat you, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, Duck, you up? What's the first greatest commandment, Duck?
What's the first greatest commandment, Duck? Come on,
no. He said the second commandment is the greatest commandment.
No, there's the first greatest commandment, and then there's a second one. The second
you're saying greatest,
yeah. I forgot which scripture it was. I think it was Peter, Paul. One of them asked Jesus, "What is the first greatest commandment?" He told him, and then he said the second one is to love your neighbor as yourself. What is the first?
Yeah, listen, I was absent that day at church. But in that same vein, what I'm gonna say, the senseless violence needs to stop. That's all. The different shootings and everything that's always happening. Cut that out. It ain't cool. It's not just solve your problems another way, but the gun violence needs to end. It's heartbreaking. Is the only word that comes to mind. It's the best word to summarize. It's heartbreaking. So.
All right, guys, I'm not going to belabor in a moment. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up here. If I have any final words for you guys, it's going to be simple, man. Feed your family. All right. A lot of us out here are going through whatever it is that we're going through. And I can't tell you guys the importance of a hustler's mindset, a hustler's mentality. Go out there and do what you need to do to feed your family, man. Provide. Be that man you're supposed to be that woman you're supposed to be that child you're supposed to be to your parents, whatever it is you got to do. Take care of family, take care of home. And then when you start there, you'll end happy in the end of it. I promise you guys. So those are going to be my final words for this episode, man. I want to thank the guys for jumping in here. You guys have been phenomenal. Whoops, wrong button. My bad. I want to thank you guys. You all have been phenomenal. Thank you all for watching, and we're gonna end this thing the same way that we started, with an applause. And we're at